Hello and welcome back to World Talks here on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. Today marks the 25th anniversary of the Multinational Corps Northeast, an international higher tactical NATO formation with units based in Poland, Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. The Corps' main headquarters is located in Szczecin, Poland. Our reporter Marek Steele is attending the celebrations and had the opportunity to speak with General Tomasz Kowalik, Deputy Chief of Staff, to find out more on the role that this unit plays. Let's have a listen.
Szczecin is an important point on the map of NATO's eastern flank. This is where the Multinational Corps Northeast is located, and joined here with me today to discuss, the eastern flank, challenges and threats in this region is Brigadier General Tomasz Kowalik, Deputy Chief of Staff for support of the Multinational Corps Northeast. Hello and welcome.
Good afternoon.
So please tell me, what is actually the meaning of this Multinational Corps Northeast in the structure of NATO?
Well, the Multinational Corps Northeast is a tactical headquarters in the NATO force structure, which is subordinated to Joint Forces Command Bronsum and is a very important headquarters on the eastern flank, overseeing the Baltic Sea region.
And how has its meaning changed throughout the years? We're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the, start of this project.
Well, it has changed and grown significantly over the last 25 years. We have, meantime, received multiple subordinate units which have been transferred of authority to us. We are overseeing the EFP battle groups and the multinational divisions in the Baltic Sea region, in Latvia, in Estonia, in Lithuania, but also in Poland. That's also our area of operation, which is a quite significant piece of land that we are responsible in the land domain. We have also changed our status over the years from a low readiness headquarters to a high readiness. So we are considered as a Tier 1 force, which is the highest readiness force that you can have in the alliance.
And why has that been done?
That is has been introduced by the NATO alliance to tier the forces into three particular echelons of readiness because of the threat perception. The threat that NATO is facing today requires a certain amount of forces to be at Tier 1 readiness status. And our headquarters, which is an in-place force, a warfighting headquarters, has obtained such a status.
So if I understand correctly, all the decision-making that concerns, for instance, the Baltic states, the Baltic region, Poland, are taken here in Szczecin when it comes to the land forces of NATO, of course.
Yes, you can argue in such a way, but we are also part of the NATO chain of command. As I mentioned, we are subordinated to Joint Forces Command Bronsum, which is subordinated to SHAPE, to Supreme Headquarters Allied Powered Europe in Mons. So we have NATO commanders above our headquarters. So our commander, the three-star general, Lieutenant General Joachim von Sandrath, reports directly to General Miglietta at Bronsum. So we are fulfilling the intent and the tasks that are posed on us by the higher four-star headquarters. But at the same time, we have divisions, multinational divisions and brigades underneath, which we are tasking and which we are synchronizing our activities with.
General, and what would you say are currently the biggest challenges in this region of Europe, in the eastern flank, when it comes to defense?
I think we need to be all very vigilant, us meaning the allies, the NATO allies, the capitals, the nations. We need to provide the military forces with what they need, with a sufficient amount of military equipment, but also of ready units from all different types of specialties. We are prepared today, but we have to make sure that we will always be one step or two steps ahead of our potential adversary, who may be growing and growing in his capacity in the future, and therefore we need to make sure that we remain vigilant and grow our forces accordingly as well.
We've seen two letters of intent be signed here today in Szczecin. One of them concerns the future joining of Lithuania to the framework countries of this group. How will that influence your work? How will that change security here in this region?
Well, Lithuania is part of our area of operations, so it is a natural development that Lithuania has decided to join the fold of the framework nations. Framework nations essentially means responsibility, it means capabilities, and it means also resources. So we will get, through Lithuania's accession, higher capabilities. I want to stress that Lithuania has joined the Corps many years already. It has 7 officers. It is cooperating with us closely. But after becoming a framework nation, we will have additional units from Lithuania subordinated to this headquarters, and we should also see some augmentation of the headquarters as well.
So the multinational corps is in charge of 3 divisions currently. Will there be a Lithuanian division joining then?
That is my understanding, that this will happen in the future. And that has also been announced today by the Lithuanian defense minister in his speech, that their division is earmarked to be first affiliated to the headquarters, and later in NATO parlance we also would expect that it would be TOAT, which means transfer of authority, to SACEUR, Supreme Allied Commander Europe, who would then TOA this unit down to Brunssum and down to our headquarters.
We heard today a lot about how this multinational corps is ready tonight. What does that actually mean?
That means that we are a headquarters that operates 24/7. We have a continuous joint operational center that is vigilant, that monitors the situation, and regardless which day of the week and which day of the year it is, we are having a continuous oversight of the environment, and we have a very close look at all types of indicators and warnings, so that if our commanders perceive that a threat is getting larger, that we get activated and that we can react immediately.
Is that this rapid response that we've been hearing about in NATO?
Yes, you can call it in such a way that we are a rapid response corps. We are also, using NATO nomenclature, we're a NATO response corps, but at the same time a 24/7 ready to fight tonight headquarters.
Do you place now more emphasis on deterrence or perhaps on defense? Because we've heard these two words be underlined here today a lot.
Those two expressions go very closely with each other. First you deter, then you defend if deterrence fails. We focus on both. We believe that by gaining warfighting capabilities and growing them and honing them and practicing them, we are deterring the enemy. But we won't be able to deter the enemy if we don't have the true capability to actually fight and defend. Therefore, those are two inextricably linked expressions that are used in our headquarters, but also by our military and political masters.
Brigadier General, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
This was Brigadier General Tomasz Kowalik, Deputy Chief of Staff for support of the Multinational Corps Northeast, speaking in Szczecin at the 25th anniversary of the launch of this corps.
And that was our very own Marek Steele reporting from Szczecin on the Multinational Corps Northeast on their 25th anniversary. Well, that's all from us in this episode of World Talks, but as always, lots more coming up, so don't go away.